My best friend caught her fiance cheating on her with more than 50 women. Leave them. Bin him off. Hey, they think they know everything, but in reality they know nothing. Because let me tell you, babe, the streets are not fun. The streets are really fun. Even our parents, even when you're 50, 60, 70, your life is not together.
Small just a little bit, try just a little bit.
Hello my darlings, welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, my name is emmatamsinhill. Thank you for joining me today. We're in a different location. I'm literally sat on the floor. I'm sat on the floor in my office because I like to get comfy when it comes to these videos, and sitting on the floor is just the best. So we have my messy wardrobe in the back. Things are not tidy right now, but we're gonna roll with it. Today, we are doing a girl talk video. I have not filmed a girl talk video in unbelievably long. Sorry, I'm just getting my water bottle. An unbelievably long time. Too long. You guys know that girl talks is what I started my channel off with, like hauls and girl talks. So we're bringing it back today. We're going to do a little girl talk. I have some questions from you guys and we're going to talk through it. I do not feel great right now. I'm due on my period. I have a headache, tummy ache, everything aches. But I'm here to give the girlies some advice. I heard you needed my help. So here we are. Okay, let's start this off. Any advice on regaining my sex drive? 3 years of on and off bleeding has ruined this. That makes me so sad that you've been having 3 years of on and off bleeding. But you know what? It is so common. I hear so many girls that say they have months where they bleed because of their contraception or whatever. So I'm sorry that you went through that. I think when it comes to sex drive, it all starts with yourself. I feel like you can't rely on other people to amp your sex drive up. It's kind of something that you have to do alone. And then you can bring it to your sexual situations. And I think part of it is like learning to love yourself again and learning to forgive yourself, even though what happened to you wasn't your fault. It's kind of like you have to learn to gain that love for yourself back, especially in a sexual department, because it's probably something that you've not even been thinking about for so long. Even though we can all have sex on our period, it's okay. But I feel like a lot of women don't want to do that, or it doesn't make them feel sexy or whatever it is. So I completely get that. I think you got to start small. Don't try and do all the things all at once. Learn what turns you on again. Explore different things, explore different avenues and see, okay, this turns me on, this doesn't turn me on, and try things out on yourself. Masturbation, I've said this before and I'll say it again, masturbation will teach you so much about yourself and about what you like, and then you can go on to share that with a partner. So I would say try things out on yourself. Try new things. You might not be in the mood for it when you try it, but don't be disheartened by the first time you try something. Like, try again. Try masturbating, make sure that you're doing your work on yourself and loving yourself, your body as it is, externally and internally. And I think with a lot of things in life, everything will even itself out. You're not going to be someone that has put off sex forever. And I feel like we go through stages in life where sometimes, like, I know personally, I go through stages where I'm super horny, I feel super sexual, I want to have loads of sex. And I'll go through stages where I'm like, no, I don't want any sex, I don't want anyone touching me, I don't feel sexy, or the thought of sleeping with other people is just putting me off. And that's okay. Like, we go up and down and we dip up and down in life. You're not supposed to be one constant thing all the time. So don't be too hard on yourself and just try things out. How do I deal with the idea of possibly only being with one person for my whole life? I feel like a lot of people get in relationships really young and they end up in serious relationships and they see themselves marrying that person, and then it's like, oh my God, I've only been with this one person. And for a lot of people, that is fine. But I guess for a lot of people, there is that thought of what would it be like to experience different things with different people. I think you just need to figure out what you want. Like, do you want to explore? And I feel like a lot of people in these situations, like, they're very happy with their partners, but it's just that thought in their head of like, you know, like when you don't know something, so you don't know what the outcome will be. I think you should talk to your partner about it. The more honest and communicative you can be with your partner, the better. And hopefully you're with a partner that accepts and loves and listens and understands the worries that you bring to them. Because one thing to understand is, just because you have urges to other people or thoughts and feelings about exploring things with other people does not diminish the relationship you have with that one person. I am not a non-monogamous person, but obviously I've done a lot of dating in the past, and I've done a lot of dating of different people at the same time. And I think a lot of people take it really personally, and I think it's hard not to when our ego is so involved in our romantic relationships, and a lot of our self-esteem is placed on our romantic relationships. If our partner wants to be with someone else, or if they cheat, like, it ruins our self-esteem. And obviously cheating is bad. We should not cheat. Do not cheat. But I think the want to be with other people is not necessarily a bad thing. I think people probably build it up to more than it needs to be, because let me tell you, babe, the streets are not fun. The streets are really not fun. As much as you might think, I want to experience different things with different people, if you have a good one, stick beside them. Stick beside them. Well, I think you should have a conversation with your partner about it. Ask them how they feel about it. Because they might be in the same boat, or if they've been with other people, they've already experienced that, so they might not have them same desires. But I think in a relationship, honesty is key. Your partner is not a mind reader. So if you're going through something in your mind and back and forth on something, talk to them about it. I just pray that you're with a partner that listens to you from where you're at and doesn't take things personally. Because you might have that conversation and think, oh, you know what? I actually don't want to be with other people. You might try new things with your partner or, you know, spice it up. But being with one person for your whole life is not the worst thing on earth. Like, especially if you're fulfilled emotionally, sexually, everything. If you're fulfilled, what more could you want, man? But I get it. Like, the thought of what if can play on people's minds at times. Oh, this question sort of plays into what I was saying just then. Can you love two people at the same time? I believe that you fully can love two people at the same time because your love for one person does not diminish the love you have for another person. I think people are capable of that. Is it messy? It's messy. Yes, it's messy. If we're talking about, I'm just assuming all these questions are from monogamous people. Loving two people at the same time, I do think it's very, yeah, of course you can love two people at once. Because each love is different in its own special way. You can fully love someone and know that you wouldn't work together as a couple, and that one hurts. Yeah, I think each love with each person is individual. Although it's like under the same umbrella of like the feelings of love, love is different from person to person. So I do think you can love two people at the same time. Is it messy? Yes. Do we want to do that? No. Especially if you're a monogamous person, no. No, we don't. But the whole thing of like, that's the love of my life. I can't even look at someone else. I can't even imagine someone else is bullshit. We are humans. We are animalistic creatures at the end of the day. We have urges to other people. We might catch other people's eyes, see them and think, oh my God, you're very attractive. That doesn't mean that we don't love our partner. And that's what I say about cheating, yeah? And some of you are going to take this and use this to fuel your Delulu narrative, right? Someone can cheat on you and still love you. 1,000,000%. It's the respect. It's the respect when it comes to cheating. Just because they cheat on you doesn't mean, oh, they don't love me. No, they very well might still love you. But it's the respect thing that gets broken. Because you could love someone so much with your whole heart, but you at the same time, you could not respect them. And I know that doesn't sound like it makes sense. If you love someone, you should want to respect them. But obviously people come from different backgrounds and different trauma and different things. Or they might be a flipping narcissist or whatever. When it comes to cheating, it's the respect. Like, they do not respect you enough to talk to you about the feelings that they are having, or respect you enough to withhold themselves and have the willpower to not go there. That's the kicker. That's the one that hurts. But to answer the question, yes. I can't seem to accept reassurance from my boyfriend. What should I do? This is so hard because I feel like this is not only hard for you, but it's hard for your boyfriend because it's like he's trying to make you see all the beautiful things that he sees in you and you're just not receiving it. You're not in the energy of receiving it because you don't believe it about yourself. And you know how hard that is, like, to love someone so much and want to make them feel good about themselves and want to make them see themselves how you see them and they can't? That must be hard. Because as a lover girl, all I want is my partner to love themselves and feel good about themselves and be happy. So when you're not happy, I bet that's making him unhappy as well. I would say you need to work on yourself. And I do actually believe that you can work on yourself and be in a relationship at the same time. For a long time, I was like, oh, you need to go and heal and do it alone. No, you can be with someone and let them help you. But I think you do need to go on like a self-love journey, self-acceptance journey, because you're not going to be willing to receive that love until you love yourself. You know when RuPaul said, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? That's what he meant. Because if you actually can't love yourself, you can't accept the love that someone has to give you because you don't believe it. You're constantly doubting them and thinking, but why do they love me? I am X, Y, Z and the third. So you really need to work on loving yourself. I mean, there's tons of videos, TikToks, books, everything out there to help you on your journey of learning to do that and unlearning your negative feelings towards yourself. So I would just urge you to do that because your relationship will not fully flourish in the way that you want it to until you learn to love yourself. And everyone deserves to love themselves. Everyone is lovable. Everyone is worthy of being loved and cherished and looked after in the right way. You need to know that, and your boyfriend's trying to tell you that. So definitely go away and do that, because you're not only going to make yourself happier, you're going to make him happier as well. And if you love someone, all you should want to do is make them happy. How do you find getting older and feeling you're behind? I have moments when I think this. I think now that I'm like in my late 20s, a lot of people are feeling this way. And I think your 20s is such a confusing time. Your 20s and your 30s, just a very confusing time. By society's standards, it's like, oh, I'm supposed to have this done, job, career, family, £1 million. No, maybe not £1 million, but you know, money in the bank, a home, a partner, maybe a child, a family, or whatever it is. Okay, sorry, I just had to change my memory card because it was full. Yeah, I think in your 20s and 30s, there's this pressure to feel like I need to have it all together. And the truth is, guys, it's all a fucking scam. Your life is never together. Even our parents, even when you're 50, 60, 70, your life is not together. There's no completement of your life to where it's like, okay, everything's fine now. There's always going to be something where it feels like it's not complete. And that is the beauty of life. Because it's not actually about the destination. It's about the journey that it takes to get to where you think you're going. Everything changes all the time. And I'm also a very big believer of what is meant for you is meant for you. So no matter how your journey is going, it was all meant to happen that way. To teach you lessons, to shape the bigger picture of your life. And I know not everyone's like kind of spiritual or into that sort of stuff, but I honestly feel like everything will come in its due time. So whatever it is that you feel like you don't have in your life, it is coming and it will come. I think it's worth thinking about like, what am I learning from this situation? You know, there's that quote that's like, instead of like, why is this happening to me? You should reframe it to, what is this teaching me? And it's cliche because it's true. All cliches are true. Wait, what? Wow. All cliches are cliches because they are true. So I would say enjoy your life for where you are right now. Enjoy all the freedom that you have or whatever it is in your life that you have. Be grateful because it won't be like this forever. Things will change, like I said. And you're not behind. What even is behind? Like, there's no rule book on life. It's just how life goes. Ups and downs, and go with the flows. That was very, like, happy-go-lucky of me, but that's just how I like to view life. We have a pretty long one here. Let me reapply my lip gloss for it. My best friend caught her fiancé cheating on her with more than 50 women. She stopped counting at 50, so we don't know the actual number. She is still with him. She says she wants to support him, get help and work on himself. I want to support her, but I find it unbelievably difficult to see her with someone like that. I would have left in a heartbeat, as he cheated since the day they met. He even sexted other women the day he proposed to her. I'm hoping she'll soon come to her senses and leave him, but in the meantime, what can I do to support her as this whole thing is starting to impact our friendship? Wow. That's a lot. It's so hard as a friend seeing your friend with someone that you know is not good for them. I've been in this situation before. Not to this extent, but I've had friends who have been with guys that they know is not good for them and they're just in a toxic relationship. And as a friend, it is so hard to watch someone you care about so much and someone that you know is worthy of so much better be with such a trash bag. My main thing, honestly, especially with my friends, I stay out of the relationship. I am staying out of your relationship. I'm not telling you what to do. If you ask for my opinion, I will give it to you. But at the end of the day, I learned this a long time ago. I stopped telling people what I think they should do with their lives because it only left me feeling disappointed. Once you tell someone that they should do something and they don't do it, even though you think it's best, even though your opinion is not godly, you know what I mean? Your opinion is your opinion. It's not everyone's opinion. But once you tell your friends to do something, especially if they ask for advice and they don't do it, you start resenting your friend because you think, well, why the fuck are you asking for my advice if you're just not going to take it? So I've stopped giving my friends advice when it comes to stuff like that. I'm just here to support you. I'm staying out of your relationship. But when it starts affecting your friendship, that is hard. I think all you can do is support her and be there for her. But at the same time, I think you need to tell her how you feel and be like, I love you. You're my friend. I want the best for you, but I can't watch you harm yourself in this way. So I'm still here and I still love you. But if it comes to anything to do with that relationship, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to be involved in it. And I think that's all you can do. Like, set your boundary with her so that she knows not to come to you with that stuff. But then again, it's so hard because then it's like, well, who is she going to come to vent? And then she might feel more alone. But then at the same time, there's therapists for that. Are you a therapist? No. Like, you have to think, is this affecting your mental health? Is this affecting you? In certain situations, you need to be selfish. But at the same time, be there if she needs you. But I understand how annoying it is when someone keeps coming to you with their problems and you're just thinking, leave them. Leave them. So I think you need to put boundaries in place. Maybe be there for her, but then if you feel like it's getting too much, just be honest with her. You can still maintain a friendship and not have to talk about her toxic relationship. That's really hard. That is a really hard predicament. How do you deal with no contact? It's been a week and I hate feeling like strangers. I am such this babe. Like, I'm so bad at ending things. I'm not an ender. I hate final ends to stuff, but at the same time, it is for the best. The no contact thing is really for the best. And I know it might eat at you and it like itches away at your skin and you want to text them. It's kind of worth thinking, like, what would they even say to you to ease your mind? Do you know what I mean? Like, you want to contact them because you want that relationship that you once had, and that relationship is now over. Getting that tiny bit of validation again that you need when you're feeling so low. And I get it, because I've been that girl so many times. But you need to learn to validate yourself instead of searching for that from them, because they are not that person to you anymore that they once were. Look for it from your friends. Write a notes page in your phone and text in your notes page what you would want to send to them, and don't send it to them, leave it there. So it's off your chest and off your mind, but you're not actually contacting them. Because in reality, like, contacting them, what is it going to do? It might feel good in the moment and it might feel good to talk to them, but then the conversation will end or they'll leave and then you're left with yourself again. And you're just going around in this circle of like getting that bit of validation that you need, and then it's gone, and then you need it again. And it's like, the sooner that we just cut this loose, the better. But also, I think it's worth saying, if you do contact them, don't beat yourself up about it. Like, you're human. Don't feel ashamed about it, because having shame in your mind about it is just going to prolong the healing process. So be kind to yourself, but talk to friends about it, write in your notes page. Time is the biggest healer. I've always said this. Time helps everything. I'm with a guy who won't commit after 1 year. Bin him off. Bin him off. Hey, bin him off. Yeah. Bin him off. Bin him off. I've been there, done that. Bin him off. Because right now, he's getting the best version of you with no commitment. No commitment. And he's getting away with it because you're letting him get away with it. I found this, like, I've been in a lot of situations that were just like casual, or we're seeing each other or whatever, and cloudy, where it's like we don't know what we are, there's no commitment. And I'm fucking done with it. I am so done with it. Is it my problem that you have commitment issues? No. All you can do is advocate for yourself. If you take a guy's lead on stuff like this, especially when they are avoidant, you will just end up down shit's creek without a paddle. Like, you need to learn how to advocate for yourself and say, okay, after a certain amount of months, I'm not interested in this no more if you're not willing to commit to me. And it's like, I'm not saying it has to be fucking 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I would even give it 6 months. 6 months of solid dating and solid seeing each other. If you're not ready to commit at this point, then what are we doing? Because we've basically been together after 6 months, you know what I mean? Some people say that's too long, some people say 3 months, but I'm a slow burner, so I'll give it 6 months, you know? A year is ridiculous. A year is ridiculous, because what are we actually doing? Yeah, he's just getting all the best version of you, the relationship version of you, the, oh, my man version of you, and not having to put any effort into it. And you know what the fucking worst part is? If they sleep with someone else or start seeing someone else, they'll go, but we're not together anyway. Do I look like a fucking clown to you? Like, what? No. I'm so done with all this stuff. Like, you need to set a boundary in your mind and advocate for yourself and communicate. Like, if you want a relationship, make it known. Talk to him and make it known. Say to him, where are we going? Where do you see us going? Because we've been seeing each other for a year and we're not officially together. So, do you want to be with me or not? Because if you don't, let's go. Your husband's out there. And I hate it because some people make women feel like we're a burden for asking for the bare minimum. Like, we're literally asking for you to choose me and commit to me and want to be with me and build something together. You can't even do that. PTSD, man. I feel scared to date again after my breakup with my ex of 3 years. It's been 6 months. Give yourself time, girl. 3 years is a long time to be with someone. So after 6 months, if you're not ready to date, that is fine. Take everything at your own pace. There's no, like I said before, there's no rule book. You don't have to start dating by a certain point. I think it's almost better to be alone for a longer period of time, because then you have time to reset, refocus on yourself. And then when you go out dating again, it's like you're not doing it because you need someone. You're doing it because you want to like experience something else with someone else. So take as long as you need. Don't feel any pressure about it, because eventually the time will come where you think, yeah, I want to get back out there again. don't put any pressure on yourself. Can't move on from an ex who wanted me to convert to Islam for him. We have a deep love, but just a difference of opinions on religion and politics. Oh, this is hard. We answered a question like this on the podcast recently. And it's so hard, especially when you come from different backgrounds and different beliefs. It's literally happened in my family recently. One of my cousins was with someone who was Christian and he is not Christian. And he didn't see himself ever becoming Christian, and they broke up. And it's so sad because it's like, oh my God, like how can something like this break people up? But I get it. If you really believe in a certain thing, the person you love, you might want them to also believe in that certain thing as well. I fully believe that people can be their own selves and believe in their own things without both of us having to believe in it. And as long as the other one respects it, then that's fine. I think it's hard because he obviously has his beliefs and he's so valid in that. And you also have your beliefs and you're so valid in that. And you shouldn't have to change who you are to be with someone just because you love them. But it's like gut-wrenching when it's like you love that person, but you can't be together. And it's like you can't make yourself believe in something if you don't believe in it. And you might resent yourself, or even worse, them, down the line if you did believe in something or convert to a religion that you didn't believe in. I think you just need to move on from it in the best way that you can. If there is no like way of meeting in the middle. That's super sad though. Did I even give you an answer to that question? I don't even know if I did. I think I just consoled you. Either way, I hope it helped. Okay, last question. No matter what I do, I can't come during sex. Only when I masturbate. Is it me or my boyfriend? First of all, I hate the blaming. I hate the, is it me, blah, blah, blah. And even when it comes to your boyfriend, like men don't have manuals on our bodies. You have to teach them how to pleasure you. Which is why I say about masturbation, why it's so important. There's no cheat code for every single woman. Every single woman is different. And what pleases one person might not please another person. So you have to teach him what you like and what gets you off. So I would say whatever it is that you do alone that makes you come, try and integrate that into the bedroom. Like if you don't come from penetration, which a lot of women don't, get him to use his hands on you or get him to go down on you. And do the things that you do to yourself, but get him to do them to you. You know what I mean? And experience, try new things. I feel like people are so scared to speak up during sex because they feel embarrassed or like ashamed. And there's nothing to be ashamed about when it comes to mutual pleasure. Your partner should want to please you. And if you're with a partner that doesn't want to please you, that's a red flag. And we need to have a discussion about that. Because I know for me, what gets me off is me pleasing my partner. So definitely have a conversation. Conversations, they fix everything. Maybe not fix it, but at least they're going to bridge the gap. At least you've talked about how you feel. And please, for the love of God, don't fake it. Don't fake it because they're going to think that they've done something and actually they've done nothing. They think they know everything, but in reality they know nothing. So have a conversation. And also, can I just say, sex is not just like penetration. Sex can be so many things. You could literally lie next to each other and masturbate and that's still sex, you know? Try new things. Sex doesn't have to be this one thing in a box of like penis and vagina. It can be anything. And that's the beauty of it. It can be so many different things. So just try things out together. I hope that helped. But don't blame yourself. It's not you. Okay, that's all I have time for today. A little short and sweet girl talk. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll keep doing them if you like them. If you have any questions, make sure you follow my Instagram because you can DM me over there or I'll put question boxes up for your girl talk questions. Words are really escaping me today. I'm not the best with my vocabulary today. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you very soon with a new one. Bye.
Yeah. Slow just a little bit. Try just a